Hi, I'm Cris Guenter, and I'm happy to be here. And I've been thinking about what Cris said about writing to learn and learning to write. What I'd like to share today is it's nothing new, and it's been available to faculty, but I think that many faculty have been just so busy doing many things that they don't know that they have access to this tool. So I'd like to take a few minutes and talk about GradeMark, which is part of Turnitin.com. If you have Vista, you have access to Turnitin, and then in turn, GradeMark. And if you're using Blackboard Learn, it's even easier to link in, and it's not difficult at all. I'm hoping that we have audio set up here. I think what's most efficient is that I have two short clips here to show you about GradeMark, but I wanted you to see the Turnitin website itself. There are people that use it. Chico State already has a connection, so every single faculty member here has Turnitin for their use in every single course shell that they have. And that's a key point that I don't think a lot of faculty realize. But then the key point on top of the key point is that if you go in to Turnitin, you have access to GradeMark. And so my presentation is dealing with those papers that you need to grade. And I've used Dropbox, I've used Google Docs, but I'm really, really liking GradeMark within Turnitin because it's been a non-issue for the students. It doesn't matter to me now. I don't have to get into the whole issue of it needs to be a Word document. It needs to be an RTF file because whatever file they upload, they have access. The same issue that Kim mentioned about conventions, guess what? It comes up with their name because it's linked to their course enrollment through the course shell. And so at the top of any paper I'm grading, I clearly see their name so I can make sure, it's an icky thing when you're grading a paper and you put the wrong student's name there. That good job, Tom, and it was Harry's paper. And then you got to go back and take that. So you can check that. So I'd like to just briefly show you this, and the reason I'm showing it, you're going, well, that's, Cris didn't do very much. She showed us a couple of clicks, but with the faculty in the School of Ed, we've looked at it, and I've actually shared it with the Graduate Council, and several of them, we had no idea. So it's a little YouTube clip here, and we'll see if the audio's here. Do I need to check something here? Am I doing it?
Several methods of valuable feedback.
There we go.
Including drag and drop comments, marginal comments, and rubric scoring. Instructors can access GradeMark right from the assignment inbox. The document viewer opens with a fully formatted paper on the left, with a bank of quick-mark comments on the right. Quick-mark comments are drag and drop comments instructors can add to the paper. Quick-mark comments are arranged in a variety of sets. Instructors can manage these sets as well as add comments to them. When an instructor drags a quick-mark comment onto the paper, the student will be able to view not only the mark, but a definition of the mark, such as what a comma splice is and how to fix it. This further enhances the learning for students about good writing. Instructors can add custom comments by typing directly on the draft as a traditional marginal comment would look, or by clicking anywhere in the paper to insert a box of text. These comments can be saved as quick marks to a particular set and be used on paper after paper, saving the instructor valuable time in the grading process. General comments can also be attached to the essay to provide any type of feedback the instructor wishes to give on the assignment overall. Coming soon, ETS's e-rater software will check for grammar, usage, and mechanics issues within a paper. When an instructor selects the ETS feedback, the right side of the document viewer provides an overview of the issues in grammar, usage, and mechanics that have been highlighted and tagged within the paper. Each mark contains a summary definition, and the instructor can choose to hide or add a comment to the mark. Students will also have access to the handbook, which provides a more detailed explanation of the error, but at the appropriate grade level. In addition to the numerous ways to add comments to students' papers, rubric scoring is also offered through GradeMark. Instructors can set up rubrics and attach the rubric to an assignment. Rubrics offer students feedback on their performance compared to the established criteria. Rubrics illustrate to students what specific improvements they need to make thus enhancing the type of feedback instructors can give. Scoring with rubrics is fast and easy. The instructor merely clicks on the corresponding rubric score and explanation. GradeMark automatically calculates the grade and attaches it to the student in the gradebook. Thus, this student receives a score of 79 out of 100 points. The similarity index is highlighted here as well. Instructors can turn on the originality report as a layer within GradeMark by clicking on the originality button at the top of the document viewer. This allows instructors to provide specific and directed feedback about how students have used sources in their writing. GradeMark is more than paperless grading, but a powerful assessment tool as well. The GradeMark report details the entire class's performance on the rubric criteria, as well as tallies the performance for quick mark sets. The individual quick mark breakdown is available under Details. This report offers instructors meaningful assessment data to enhance their teaching and student learning. GradeMark is a comprehensive feedback tool that saves instructors time evaluating written work, yet enhances the type of feedback they can give students on assignments. Thank you for taking this tour of GradeMark.
Because Chico State has it, because it's in a course shell, if you create, for example, in Blackboard Learn, you create an assignment, and then you have the students submit it to turn it in, I click on the Grade Center, the course roster comes up, and I can click on the assignment, and I can do the grading for that assignment, but guess what? I put that grade in, it automatically goes to the grade book. I don't have to type one in, the next one. If I need to edit it, I can adjust it, or the student said, wait a minute, I really did that, or I fixed that. It can be taken care of. I have saved myself lots of time because we were downloading, uploading, and even with Google Docs, and Kim and I go way back, and both of us like these things, and so in technology terms, there are technology tools that are informating, and Maria shared some. They're sharing new information and they're outreaching, and there are some tools that are automating, and GradeMark is an automating tool. We grade in our yoga pants or whatever with the T, but we can also sit here and do this and save some hours of time from downloading, fixing the convention, uploading it, doing all of that. So it's been pretty remarkable. They upload the paper, you put all of those drag and drop comments on there, and then actually tonight, after I get done here, when I go to class, I have all of these lesson plans that are graded for the students, and they will go in, and the only thing that I've had to share with them, no issues of uploading or anything, is that they'll see those blue marks and they'll think I'll have something like clear and focused. But I just need to tell them one time, click on it, and there's hidden messages for you. And they get a little excited, and some of them are very positive, and some of them are encouraging. But the other feature that's really nice with this, I mean, we can keep talking to, because you can go in and actually look how you do these drag and drops right here. This is called a set, and you can create a set. So I've created a set for my student teachers' lesson plans that have the key things, and one of my issues is each student will be able to do such and such with their, and it's the subject pronoun agreement. And so I have one over here that says subject pronoun, and then I've carefully, if they click on it, I just have to drag and drop it, and it's there. It's saving me lots of time with the students, but I can also see if there's a pattern, if we need to have a little class discussion about it, or if it's one student that it's occurring with. So it works really well. In customizing it, though, it's very nice because the students, once again, this parallels what Kim said with Google Docs, is that my writing's actually, I think, pretty good, but I get tired of writing it over and over again or copying and pasting it from a Word document back in or a Google Doc. So they like it. I can personalize the information and add their name. I can actually do a couple of things, too. Besides just dragging and dropping this, I can write things in the margin, and I can write a side border just like you were doing on the blogs. So if anything, the big takeaway that I'm trying to offer you is you have this tool. It's not going to cost you anything other than perhaps a little investigation, but it's a pretty good deal. It walks, it talks, it crawls on its belly. See this most amazing thing. So I'm in Blackboard Learn. I can go in here under Grade Center to the full Grade Center. And I'm trying to think of who has a good example here. that I could choose. And so the students, I've had them submit their arts. I have them submit a lot of their work in here, and so that they're doing pretty well. So here's an arts lesson, somebody that did pretty well here. Okay, so here, if we go in and look at Samantha's right here, if I click on this, and I want to show you. So it's already connected. I have it set up. I can go in here, and I could look at the grade attempt. This is what it looks like when it's connected to Blackboard Learn, and I can see here, it's the art lesson plan and the rubric. They submitted both of those together as one document. I can look at the Turnitin originality report. For most of my students, they did fine, but I'll just actually click right on this, and I don't have, it could be a Word document, it could be a PDF, whatever, and when it shows up, it'll open like this, and then here's your originality. This is what some of you are used to, the originality report. But here's grade mark, and when Cris said peer mark, this is student to student. And I think that it's in the right sequence here. So if I click on that, all of a sudden here, and actually we know that Sam here did pretty well, that I have some different examples. So I could type in here, yes. I can drag and drop these. For example, I need a positive one if I forget to take it off. So I could just drag that right over, and you can see here I could add in this, and there it is. The student can click on it, and if, oops, I don't want that one, I can just take it off. Up here on this side, these are the sets. And if I click on here, they come with commonly used. So this is already built in for you. But wait, there's more. They come with composition marks. They come with format. I added a rubric, actually, and tested that out. Here's a punctuation one. And you can actually add punctuation. You can add from one set to another. If there's a particular one, like my students sometimes try really hard with objectives. And so awkward is really, that's written really awkwardly. I've added that to the session and brought it over. Now on this, so if I come back here, I can go right back up to that one. This one's the one I customized. If I click on this letter T, this actually allows me to come in here on her paper. I'll just set this down. And I could type in, very nice. She'll wonder, the vocabulary is very nice, Cris, that's great. And I could leave that in there. If I think that I want to move it, I can come up here, and it's one of these moving things here. I can find my hand, and I can just move it around, and that's nice. But wait, there's more. You want to have a little lecture with the student. And so down here along the bottom, this stands for the quick mark, which is what we're talking about. If you click on this second one, you can see down here, view or edit general comment. So if you click on this one, you can just write to your heart's content over here. You could look at that, put a few marks over there, and just, if you're the kind that just likes to write at the very end, you could do that. This one right here, if we click on it, so, you know, you folks are here because you like to explore the technology. This will show the different pages. And so the students can go by page as you can come through. If you click on that to open it, so the students can get a running feel and you can get an idea of how it works. And then this one right here is where the rubric comes up. One of the things with the rubrics, you have to create the rubric, but it's saved into a pool of rubrics. And so if I have a writing rubric, hint, I could use it here, but then they do another paper, I could connect that rubric to the next assignment, so it could be used again. And you create it in here, and then I didn't know at first, so I thought, I'm being really wise here. I did a screen capture and saved it because I want my students to see the rubric up front. It's all fair. You're going to be scored on it. You should know about it. And so I made sure that they had a copy, and then I realized you can export it after I'd done it. So it's there, but then the rubric shows up for scoring, and all you do is you look at the paper and you skim through it for whatever that section is on the rubric, and you click on what column it is, and then that information is provided to the student. For these, I automatically type the score in. That was great, and I can go back and I can edit it. If I go back out, I'm not going to right now, for FERPA reasons, but I could go out to the grade book, and the scores are all dropped in there right away. So it's been pretty great, and so I'll be glad to share, or my experiences more with any of you that are interested, and whether you're on Vista or Blackboard Learn. But I think it's a good thing for our faculty, and I think it's been a hidden gem that a lot of faculty are not taking advantage of. You could make comments the same as what you have in the rubric and drag and drop them across, because the thing, yeah, because when the students get their information, they will see what they were scored on in each of the levels of the rubric, so it's linked like that. And the grad students that I have, some of them are studying for comprehensive exams, so their writing is a little more complex. And boy, after the first time I did it, the comment was, grade mark with that grammar check. It doesn't know what a compound sentence is. It kept coming back. And so what I did was I pick and choose. I turned it off for the grad classes, for the student teachers in particular. I left it on the first time, and it was like a little wake-up call for them. And my comment to all of them was, you're going to be teaching this soon enough yourselves, so you better pay attention to the grammar. And then, but you can actually, as a grader, turn it off so that you don't see it. But it can be kind of annoying if the student has a lot of errors. So I would say it's one of those things that you select and neglect. And I mean that in the most positive sense. You could select to include it in an assignment, specifically knowing that it's going to come across big and bright. Or you can choose to neglect it and not include it. Or the third option is include it but turn it off so you don't see it, but that it's up to the students to pay attention to it. But that has not deterred me from using Turnitin overall. It's because I'm happy, I'm relaxed today, I'm having a good time, and usually when the lesson plans are due, it takes a lot of time to go through these lesson plans. I'm thinking, these are future teachers. I can't just say yes or no. I write a lot of things out for each one of them, and I got done in record time. After 25 years, it's like this is, and when you 35, 40 students doesn't sound like a lot, but when they're submitting a 5-page lesson plan and a rubric and you got to check everything, it takes time. One of the things that I actually noticed last night when I was grading some, and I thought, I could bring one of these up, is that I've always wondered, because it's additional time for me, there are so many lesson plans online, and some of them are really lesson plans, and some of them are a list of activities, that I wondered if the students were just taking them. And I have to say that I had only one student who took about 20% of somebody else's lesson, but that's a pretty high amount. But it was for the first time, I just went at the bottom, look, I could actually paste the link in, I could point to the link and said, It's very appropriate, as we discussed in class, to cite and give a resource. In yours, since you have over 20%, let's chat after class. And I just have it there. The student will be able to see it. And I was like, and I felt really good, because I thought, here's a huge class, and here's one student. She changed things, but still, she didn't give any credit even. And that's an issue. And it was like, this is going to make it really clean, like it. So I'll give time here, because I see we're winding down. So Chris, here you go. Thank you.